confused, everyone?
All right, cool. So let's go ahead and get into this first one. That was whew. So these news articles are from, I believe, was it just Title and I this week? Yeah, Title and I were collecting all of our news. I always appreciate when people help me out. Title's really good for, finding a couple here and there. So Jack Black is being tapped to play Minecraft movie's Steve, according to a new report. I think Title's kind of thing was like, I didn't realize this was still a thing. Which I agree. Do people care about this? Do people care about a Minecraft movie? Jack Black is still a thing. Are you stating that as a statement? Because I feel like that's like, obviously, bro, it has to be a joke. Oh, you mean Minecraft, right? Or a Minecraft movie, right? Yeah, people care about a movie. Wasn't a movie announced like 10 years ago? Something like that. Remember, it's like, remember when they did Minecraft? I mean, this is for everybody, of course, but the Minecraft story mode game. It was like a Telltale game, and people didn't give a shit about that game because that's not why people like Minecraft. I would never watch a Minecraft. No one wants a Minecraft movie. I'm with Gaster. Well, I mean, I don't want a Minecraft. Bankrupt Telltale. Damn. Yeah, see, I don't think I'd care, right? Sure, kids will eat a movie up. Yeah, that's true. I mean, I'm sure kids will enjoy it, but like, kids will enjoy like all kinds of trash. This is for 12-year-olds. Yeah, okay, all right. Well, I mean, listen, you're probably right. Okay, but here's the thing. I mean, I still like Jack Black. Jack Black is fine. But yeah, I agree with Title. I mean, I felt like I had heard that they had like announced this and then just nothing had happened. But I'm sure with Mario movie doing really well last year, it's definitely pushing people into thinking like we should do more game movie stuff, especially with stuff that's cutesy. Yeah, what's happening, EG? I'm open to it, just not needed. Yeah, listen, I'm always about like, let's see what it looks like. Could be interesting from games long ago. Yeah, that's fair as well, show. There's definitely like, there's like a level of you have to earn it, They're doing it as live action. Oh shit, I didn't even read it. Is that serious? You're joking, Title, right? No, come on, man. There's no way they would do this as live action. Oh man. Okay, there's nothing in the actual article that states it's live action, or at least this article. So I don't know if there's a. Oh my God! Yeah, USA Today announced 2 days ago Jack Black joins cast of live-action Minecraft movie. Wait, what? How? That doesn't make sense. Why would you do that? Oh my God. Yeah, so it's still technically live action right now. Who approved that? Someone bad. They were gonna bury Godzilla in 2004. Save the franchise with Without MonsterVerse, we would not have known -1 and Shin Godzilla. Yeah, that's super cool. I haven't gotten to see Godzilla -1, but people have said that is fucking amazing. That it's like probably one of the best Godzilla films ever. So I'm pretty excited about that. And decided to go ahead. Well, as of 2 days ago, when they announced Jack Black, USA Today is still saying that it's live action right now. So, bro, oh my god, that is so terrible, bro.
He's a coffee wizard. He's extracting magic from those beans. Look at this, dude. Stop.
Yeah. Listen, I love a good Godzilla movie. Solar sensor on the cartridge? Oh my god, no. Is that the one he's talking about today? The one that you killed vampires with the sun? Oh god. Yeah, I saw him talking about it, but I've never seen that game. I didn't look much into it. It had a solar sensor on the cartridge? Are you fucking kidding me? Why is Kojima so weird? What was that game called? Something with a B. No one knows. Oh. Boktai. Yeah, thank you. Okay, so it was a Game Boy Advance game, and it had a fucking solar sensor on it. Yeah, because he's talking about his new game that he's doing, that new game movie thing that he's doing with Jordan Peele, as being as innovative as this game it was. The sun is in your hand. Oh my god, this is so stupid, so fucking weird. That dude is so strange. I don't know. Makes weird and interesting stuff than just saying, yeah, I mean, listen, I got nothing wrong with the dude. It's just he just does weird stuff, and I mean, whatever. I don't know. Like, it's not my thing, but you know, I'm never gonna. I don't know. If you enjoyed it, that's great. He just seems to do weird stuff just to do weird stuff. Innovative? Well, he thinks it is. Keep doing what he's doing. I mean, yeah, I guess. I don't dislike, you know. It's still weird, but I don't want it to stop. Yeah, I think you know, I agree. It's not necessarily my thing, and I really felt the other day when we were talking about him. Hello Plenty actually was you know, defending him. I know she's enjoys some of his stuff a little more than I think I do, so I definitely agree. Dude is weird, interesting, you know, definitely. Not following the norms, breaking in some of those things. Yeah, you know, it's at least you know, interesting. Cool. So I'm just gonna go through this one and then we'll move on real quick. So Jack Black looks set to take on another iconic role in video games based on a new report. According to the January 2nd report, Black is joining the cast of the Minecraft movie to play the role of Steve, the franchise's blocky lead. The current cast includes Emma Myers, Daniel Brooks, Sebastian Ewan Hansen, and Jason Momoa also reported to be in talks for a role. So yeah, like I said, we'll see what this ends up looking like, and if it ends up being live action, oh my god, we're gonna definitely see what's going on. But yeah, pretty interesting. Love Metal Gear Solid. Yeah, Metal Gear Solid is one of those games I feel like that's really good series, and I think people obviously know, like, you know, know him for that, but I feel like when he's not kind of, I feel like almost to a weird degree that Konami kind of like stifled him, but also like kind of focused him a little bit. You know, I feel like Metal Gear Solid, like, they're weird, but they're not like absurdly weird, you know. And I'm all about, like, you know, I think about like some of the weird ways you could like do things in Metal Gear. Like who was it? Was it Mantis? Something like that? Psycho Mantis that would read like your memory card and stuff like that, and the only way to beat him was to plug in your controller into the player 2 spot and stuff like, yeah, stuff like that is pretty interesting. There was also one about like Major Ocelot. No, maybe no, is it Major Ocelot? Yeah, it's Ocelot. Major Ocelot. You can like you can beat him, or not beat him, but there's like a thing where you can like you can set your game clock a week ahead and he'll be old or something. Keep spoilers, but yeah. It's very just, it's, if you're not playing it on the original system, it's not gonna matter, Gasser. It's stuff that's like original to the original hardware. The Legendary Pictures made new movie, and it made me appreciate their movies more. Ooh, okay. On a sequel to -1, they have to. Yeah. I'm glad that you enjoy Godzilla so much, Niji, because it's I think people always like Godzilla, but you know, you have a different kind of enjoyment, and I super appreciate it. Cool. I'm gonna keep on rolling here. So China removes official okay, sorry, this was tripping me. So China removes official after video game rules sparks turmoil. So I was like, official what? And then I was like, oh, a person, an official. Got it. I'm gonna have to read it up here. The lettering is super tiny. China removed an official at the government body overseeing its press and publication regulator. Five sources who were briefed on the matter say days after Chinese gaming stocks were hit by proposed rules to curb spending on video games. Oh my God, Reuters does not write in a way that is just conducive to reading on the internet. I'm not gonna try this, guys. So yeah, they had like a rule about gaming, how much gaming you could do during a week or something. They had like very specific rules. Tencent tanked. Yeah, bro, we were talking about how bad they tanked. They like lost billions. Well, their value dropped billions. I'm not gonna try to say this guy's name. I would mess it up ridiculously. I'm not gonna. The official was removed last week from his position as head of the publishing until. Oh my God. He's removed last week from his position as head of the publishing unit of the Communist Party publicity department. The source says the department oversees the National Press and Publication Administration, which in turn regulates China's vast video game sector. So they made this rule about like when you could play. Are they gonna mark what that was? No, they don't say what it was. But it was like you could only like play like a certain amount of hours a week or a month or something. If you need to. Yeah, but I know you can. It's just kind of the way that this one's kind of written is kind of weird as well. Yeah, we'll see if this helps a little bit. Rules about times to game, as well as they were looking at regulating daily login bonuses and other mobile type gaming practices. Yeah. You right. China's State Council and Information Office, which handles media queries on behalf of the Chinese government, including on personal matters, did not immediately respond to a request for comment, and Reuter was unable to obtain Feng's contact details to reach him for comment. The 5 sources said Feng's removal was linked to rules the NPPA announced last month that sent stocks in the world's largest video game sector, including industry giant Tencent, plunging. The sources declined to be identified as authorities had yet to announce Feng's departure. Interesting. So are they gonna did they roll the actual thing back? I was trying to see if, yeah, I don't see anything about them specifically saying if they're rolling that back. They just were like, hey, we'll get rid of this person. Study public views. Is that what they said? So they literally just let this person, like, they essentially just fired this guy, and then they were like, hey, we're gonna see what happens. Yeah, I don't know. That doesn't sound great. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Well, we'll keep an eye out if we get any other updates on the on this situation. We'll definitely go over it. But yeah, that's too bad. This guy just lost his job for nothing. People in China, I definitely feel for people in China. I mean, it's a very strict country, so now, and never being there, I don't know much outside of just kind of what I read and stuff. So, but it definitely seems like it could be pretty tough for a person like me who is used to gaming as much as I want. It's such a large market. Yeah, that's kind of like how a lot of the a lot of companies are kind of acting, like movie studios and stuff really take into account like the Chinese market now when making movies and stuff. So it's definitely going to affect us at some point. Just depends on how and when, or all those kinds of things. Whew. All right, let me get a little of this coffee. All right. Oh boy, right? So Twitch has a little bit of an update to their attire policy. This one also comes from Tidal. I didn't even see this until way after. So I'm gonna go ahead at the bottom. Excuse me, microphone. At the bottom, they kind of outline what their new policy is going to be, or what the new things. Yeah, this one's kind of a good policy change. I'll say this, Gasser. I think it's a good policy change. I'm sure people are going to disagree. So they're kind of updating what their attire, what you can wear, things. I don't know who that is. Cyclone, it concerns me that you do. We don't permit streamers to be fully or partially nude, including exposing genitals or buttocks. Nor do we permit streamers to imply or suggest they are fully or partially nude, including but not limited to covering breasts or genitals with objects or sensor bars. We do not permit the visible outline of genitals, even when covered. Broadcasting nude or partially nude minors is always prohibited, regardless of context. For those who present as women, we ask that you cover your nipples and do not expose underbust. Cleavage is unrestricted as long as these coverage requirements are met and it is clear that the streamer is wearing clothes. For all streamers, you must cover the areas extended from your hips to the bottom of your pelvic or buttocks. That's too bad. This is a good policy, right? It actually is. This is just so. A couple of weeks back, Twitch made that whole guideline where they were like, "Guys, we are going to what is it? Allow artistic nudity." And then people used that as a thing to say, okay, cool, we can pretty much do whatever we want. Yeah, the horniest 20 hours on stream, exactly. And then from there, they kind of rolled that back, and then people were figuring out like, okay, well, how can I still kind of maintain some of those same things, but just kind of skating around, you know? You know, some of those kinds of things. And so they figured out like, well, I'll suggest nudity, and this is kind of coming out of a lot of those things. So not fixing things that need fixing. They definitely have a lot of that. Gaster, she's the meme of this rule, basically. There's a couple of them, Cyclo, and there's definitely at least one or two more that I've seen as well. There's one specifically that I've seen. There's a couple of YouTubers talking about a lot. Common sense people. Yeah, well, there's not a lot of that. They're working on blurs for thumbnails. Oh, for like on Twitch. So wait, how would you get blurred but then not be not be breaking the guidelines, you know? Shouldn't they just make it so that it's unavailable to see?
God damn it, Ron!
Oh, damn. That's right, Ron. Take that, bro. Yeah, I'm kind of interested what that would mean then. They also had like a thing here that I read earlier, and it said for so if you're marked as sexual content, you won't show up on the front page, but you still show up in categories. The blur would help within categories. Are they still gonna do that though? Like that seems counterproductive to what they're trying to push. They're really trying to push this as like not being a content with anything like that. I don't know. So I said for so for those areas of the body where coverage is required, the coverage must be fully opaque. Sheer or partial see-through clothing does not constitute coverage. Note also that streamers must appropriately categorize their content. For example, streamers that use the attire exception that is granted when streaming near a pool or a hot tub are expected to use the pools, hot tub, and beaches category when classifying this content. Here's what I liked. They specifically call out the attire exception. They specifically know that people are fucking using this in in ways that they shouldn't, but they're like, yes, but if you're gonna do it, at least fucking mark it correctly, you dicks. I don't think this is any new stuff, but I thought that was pretty funny. So just a little as they said, an update to the ad tire policy. Thank you so much, Title, for throwing this in there, though. Yeah, like I said, I would be surprised why blur it and not just make it as like a thing, like of just I don't know. You're probably right, though. I'm kind of thinking about it. I don't know. Good job, Twitch, right? We are currently working on the ability to blur thumbnails for content labeled using the sexual themes label plus user settings that will allow a user to filter their Twitch viewing experience based upon their preferences for content labeled with content classification labels. Oh, that was at the bottom. I just didn't read that part. Yeah, I mean, I get it, but like it almost seems like they're trying to push this whole idea of like not they're like trying to push this whole idea of like not having like any kind of like weird, well, not, I don't want to say weird, it's not this whole like super horniness that's going on and people kind of playing into that a lot. It seems like they're really pushing this like, and it's not super horny, guys, it's not horny over here, but then they're like, yeah, but if it is, we're gonna totally blur the thumbnail. Like, what? It seems like these two things are contrasting with each other, you know? The money from those creators. Yeah, you're not wrong, which is why I think people thought that they were doing the artistic nudity thing. Yeah, and there's a person who specifically commented on this post you tossed in here in title. It said, thing is, blurring thumbnails will be a new tactic. Ooh, thank you. Will be a new tactic, cause we all know that people will be curious, so they will click on. So they're saying a new way of advertising. If your thing is blurry, what's going on back there? What's happening? Let me see. So that's kind of sad. I'm sure it will. People will use it. You doubt it, really? Damn, you must be new to the internet, Title. People are trying to exploit the system wherever they can, man. I mean, though, obviously, not necessarily. Maybe advertising's not, a thing. Or such a small portion of this thing. Yeah, but like, think about like every streamer on Twitch. I know it's a ton. How many of those are big streamers? A tiny portion. You still know who they are, though. I think the people who are kind of playing the game, the system, doing all those kinds of things, yeah, they could potentially still figure it out, get around it, or use it to their advantage. A lot of those people are just really smart about it, and I'm not happy about it, but I'm also kind of like perplexed because I'm always like, man, they're like. They're smart about it. Like there's almost something like not admirable, but like damn, like they're making that push and they're figuring it out. Like if they just, it's like if they applied that to something worth applying it to, like, and they could really be, but no, they specifically apply it to things that are kind of weird for a site like Twitch, but. I don't know. We'll see. I just thought that was kind of an interesting take from that person, and I thought, I mean, it also could not. You might be right. We'll see. All right, cool. I wanted to go over this one real quick because I thought this was kind of interesting. I didn't see anything else about it. I didn't think I had ever heard that this was happening, but Blumhouse and Atomic Monster have completed a merger. Like I said, I didn't feel like I had heard anything about this. But I felt like this was kind of a big, kind of big news, right? Who Atomic Monster is. See, I thought the same thing. I was like, who is Atomic Monster? So let's go over exactly who Atomic Monster is, because it's one of those ones that I didn't realize what movies they made until I read them, and I was like, oh, I didn't know that. So they did Annabelle, The Conjuring 2, Lights Out, Annabelle Creation, The Nun, The Curse of La Llorona, Annabelle Comes Home. They did the 2021 Mortal Kombat, The Conjuring, The Devil Made Me Do It, Malignant, There's Someone Inside Your House, Megan, The Nun 2. Apparently they also did Aquaman, The Lost Kingdom. That's not a good one. And the movie that just came out tomorrow, Night Swim. Oh, they also did the MacGyver TV show. Yeah, right? No horror films I'm interested in. No, same. But I also was like, oh, okay. So it's the guy, it's James Wan's company. James Wan is the guy who directed the first Saw film. I think him and a buddy wrote that one. And then they've had a couple other films after that, and then he started getting into some bigger films. So this is like his company, and I guess they're merging with Blumhouse, which is pretty interesting. I like James Wan a lot. But yeah, I thought this was kind of interesting. Like I said, I didn't feel like I heard anything. Horror powerhouse of Blumhouse Production and Atomic Monsters have now completed their merger, putting the likes of Paranormal Activity, Saw, The Exorcist, Halloween, and more under one roof. As reported by Deadline, Blumhouse CEO James Blum announced the deal completion on Twitter. "Our deal is done," the famed horror producer said. Blumhouse and Atomic Monsters have officially joined forces. The preeminent home for horror are now under one roof. So yeah, we'll see what happens with all these kind of, movies, but pretty cool. Being one sounds sick. Yeah, I think it could be. And, I think they're both, whether you like the films or not, they're still, very big, two big kind of companies. So, yeah, like I said, pretty interesting. Just one I didn't expect. I felt like I didn't hear anything about it, so as long as there's no AI. Yeah, I don't think so. Disney apparently was dethroned as the highest grossing distributor of 2023 thanks to Oppenheimer and Mario. I thought this was pretty huge, but it also kind of leaned into kind of the at least the thing I was thinking about, like this Minecraft movie, and I was like, no, maybe this is why they're kind of making this push back into it again or something. I don't know. Universal Pictures ranked as the highest grossing studio at the box office last year. This announcement is no surprise to those closely following movies, as Universal Pictures distributed several highly profitable films last year. Of the over 20 films Universal distributed last year, 3 notable include Christopher Nolan's Oppenheimer, Illumination's Super Mario Bros. Movie, and Blumhouse's sci-fi horror film Megan. I need some water. Variety notes that Universal distributed films collected $4.907 billion in worldwide ticket sales last year. So, whew. So yeah, they knocked Disney down a little bit there, which is not what I would have expected, but not mad about that even a little bit. So loved Oppenheimer. It was a great film, right? I thought it was very good. You got a real hydrate in here now. I see you. Disney, and you'll be back. Yeah, we'll see if it happens though. It may not. Well, we'll see. Let me get some water. I got a little extra. Thank you for the hydrate. See if I can get her back. Get her back. Oh, damn it, I didn't. Ugh. Camera's always acting up. Thank you so much for the hydrate. You never saw Oppenheimer title? You should. It's really good. Did you get to see the Barbie movie? Make a movie with the effort of Loki season 2 and they will return. We will see. That was great, right? Yeah, we saw. Me and the girlfriend saw. We didn't do the double, but we did see them. I think within like a week or two of each other, and yeah, they were great. It was a fever dream. What do you mean? Warhammer co-creator Brian Ansell has died. I was pretty surprised to hear this, but then also even more surprised at this picture that they used. Listen, I know a little bit about Warhammer. It's very, very little. But I was like, damn, I don't know Brian Ansell. So amazing picture. It's one of those ones that's like, I see what's happening here. The Game Workshop leader passed away on the eve of the reboot of his biggest game. Brian Ansell, co-creator of Warhammer Fantasy Battle and the leader of Game Workshop through the late 1980s, passed away at his home on the morning of December 30th. He was 68. The announcement was made on Instagram, on the Instagram account he shared with his wife, Diane. Warhammer is a game, right? Yeah, mostly Warhammer is a game. I know that they did some things afterwards with Warhammer that were like books and stuff, but yeah, I think it's mostly a game. Dude has riz. I mean, in a picture like that, how can you not? Ansell, an experienced sculptor, partnered with Games Workshop in 1978 to create Citadel Miniatures, a brand under which the company still produces its British-made products to this day. Later, he would become the managing director of Games Workshop itself. During his tenure, the company fully transitioned from being an importer and distributor of tabletop games such as Dungeons and Dragons to a manufacturer, eventually exporting its own science fiction and fantasy products all over around the world. So yeah, I just thought this was worth talking about. This is Warhammer is a huge fucking IP, so yeah, the dude was 68, pretty young, surprisingly, but damn, that's some good hair too, though. Every time I look at this picture, I just look at it, I'm like, man, what a picture, what a picture. All right, last two things. This is a little bit of bad news for some Marvel things. So Steve Yeun is officially out with the Thunderbolts movie. Says sorry for quitting Thunderbolts, still wants to do a Marvel movie. So I saw some like things that were saying that he was like reportedly dropping out of the project, and then this one specifically says like, oh no, they've actually confirmed he has. Walking Dead star and Invincible star Steve Yeun has apologized for quitting the MCU film Thunderbolts, but assures fans he definitely wants to do a Marvel film in the future. Speaking to Variety, Yeun confirmed it was shifting schedules that forced him out of the film, as Thunderbolt was one of several Disney films affected in a huge reshuffling caused by the dual writer and actor strike of 2023. I think for me, time passing and things shifting kind of pulled me out of it. But Jake, I know is going to do an incredible job giving fans hope for the future. Steve Yeun add plainly, I want to do a Marvel movie. Interesting. So pay your dang actors. I don't think it's a thing of pay. I think it's just it was everything. A bunch of things got, moved around because there was the writer strike and the actor strike last year. And at that point, like, it wasn't just Disney, it was everybody who wasn't paying their people correctly or wasn't giving them protection from the future. So it caused Disney then to have to move a bunch of stuff around because a lot of stuff got delayed and stuff at that point. Yeah, I don't think he would have stayed just because of the pay. I don't think he would have. Maybe. They already have so many people on that Thunderbolts film, though. I remember, like, they're like, that's like an ensemble cast already. So there's no way they're gonna pay Steve Yeun to stay on. But yeah, so we'll see if he ends up doing anything with Marvel in the future. I don't know. Marvel's gonna be, I don't know. I always think about, like, man, Marvel's got a lot to do. I just don't know. But I think the only big project they got, or at least the only movie they have coming out this year is Deadpool 3. So yeah, I think that's the only film they have. And then they have a couple of shows and stuff, but nothing too crazy. We'll see. All interest. Yeah, I don't blame you, Title. It's funny because I feel like they have like a handful of things that are like okay, and then most of it's just not okay. But they're still playing that game where you gotta watch everything, and they had like 20 shows and shit, and like it's too much to keep up with. I feel like Deadpool might be a good spot to get back in, or at least just to see. I bet you that would be a good time without being too bogged. I don't know. I was gonna say that maybe it won't be too bogged down in other issues from Marvel, but we'll see. And with them moving on from, they had the one actor Jonathan Majors kind of signed on to be kind of their tentpole villain for their next kind of bit, and good lord,
Yo, Casper with the 9 months.
Yo ho, Casper, thank you so much. The Twitch baby, that's right, dude. Yo, Casper, what's happening, buddy? Thank you so much. Welcome on in. But yeah, I was gonna say with the Jonathan Major stuff, like they just kind of they ended up having to move away from him, and now they're kind of like they invested a lot of time and effort into that, and now I don't know that they know what they're gonna be doing. So blurring out on the sheer volume. Yeah, well, right. Exactly. Too much to keep up with, and the amount that they're having you try to keep up with is just ridiculous. It's funny because I think people were even saying, like, remember when like the last like Avengers films came out, people were like, do I need to see all these other movies to watch this? And like, it was kind of like a joke, like, I gotta watch 21 films to get this. And I was like, no, you don't actually have to. But like, now you almost legitimately have to. Like, they don't make the films, they make them like that you have to watch all the other shit, or you don't get something, or you'll miss something. And I don't know, I just don't know that that's the way you can make a studio. Yeah, maybe they'll figure something out, or maybe they won't. I don't really know. I'll keep on talking about them though. Ugh. All right. The last one was it is Thursday, so Epic has a free game today. I think it's just today. Well, it's just this week. I don't know if they're still doing their big, like, they were like releasing a game almost every day or something for a minute there. I'm just gonna see if they usually have a countdown or whatever. Yeah, so now they're back to their weeks. I was gonna say I need to come by and grab this in the cart real quick too while I'm here. Cool. So it is Thursday. Epic got a new game out today. They are giving away the Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy game. I heard great things about this. I think this is one that's definitely worth picking up. And if you have Epic Game Store, get on with it. It's amazing. Yeah, I had heard a lot of good things, and I was like, oh man, that's really cool. I thought this was one that was definitely worth kind of talking about. So yeah, I figured I was I needed to pick it up myself. Still keep up with the stuff MCU. Yeah. It's, I mean, listen, I try to keep up with it as best I can. It's hard though. When it was on Game Pass, loved it. Yeah. It looks like it was pretty good, and you know, I've only heard good things about it, but I always like to kind of talk about these when I can. But for a minute there, Epic was like releasing a game like every day or every 2 days, something like that, and it was so hard to keep up with that I just was like, I'm not gonna do this until they go back down to their once a week. And of course, when they go back to their once a week, they've actually put a really awesome game in there, which is super cool. If you ever want to keep up with this stuff, also, if you are in the Discord, there is specifically a channel that shouts out like when games are on deals. Mostly, I think right now it seems like the only one that does is right now is the Epic free games notification. There's a bot that goes in there and it actually says when that stuff comes, when there's games and stuff. It's great. It's definitely worth checking out. When it came out, loved it. Yeah, that's so cool. I'm glad you guys really enjoyed it. And I'm glad you guys could be, here to let us all know you should pick it up. If you have the Epic Game Store, it's worth picking up. Even because it works just like PlayStation Plus does, except a little better. If you pick it up, put it in your library, you always have it, and you don't have to have like an Epic Game Store like subscription or anything. You just always have it, so it's worth, maybe you're like, well, my PC can't run it. Like, well, we'll download the Epic Game Store thing, grab it, put it in there, and then when you get a PC later on that can run it, you already have it. Steam's doing a bundle for Portal 1 and 2 for $1.49. Oh yeah, that's a pretty good deal as well. Oh man, I'm sorry. I'm like having a little bit of a hard time breathing. Sorry, I'm gonna bring this down here. Do they have the bundle you're talking about here? Bundle info. Yeah, I see what you're saying here. They're already in my library, so I can't see it. But yeah, so they have the Portal 1 and 2 bundle. Very cool. Very, very cool. sneak a promo for my Twitch. Need more hydration? Sure, I'll take more hydration. It's mostly because I can't breathe through my nose right now, and there's so much talking, you know. Yeah, when I got Portal for Steam years and years and years ago, because they were running a deal, or they were running like a promotion where you could get it for free if you downloaded Steam, and I was like, hell yeah, Portal's a sweet game, and I did that, and then I've just always had it from there. And Portal 2 is such a good game, it's worth picking up. So yeah, thank you guys so much for coming and hanging out. I think that's gonna wrap it up for the news today. We'll hang out for a little bit before we get into some Last of Us 2, but then we'll wrap it up for the news today. Appreciate y'all so much, and I will see y'all on the other side.